On stock market investors. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Stocks continue to fly high today. We're going to go over all the different stocks today and let you know what I'm buying, what I'm selling, what's going crazy. Coinbase up 23% today makes no sense. Bitcoin was only up 2% and Coinbase is up 23%. That's pretty remarkable. Hims and Hers up 16%. Another stock that's really getting out ahead of itself, right? Hims and Hers definitely getting out ahead of itself. And then we're going to talk about Palantir. Another great day for Palantir and Palantir investors. Palantir, in my opinion, is probably the most overvalued stock in the stock market. When you take a look at the company in totality, when you look at the revenue and the profits, it's very, very overextended in my opinion, right? But we're doing pretty good everywhere else, guys. CleanSpark, Bitcoin miner, up pretty good today at 3.5%. Yeah, Hims and Hers, really great day. ELF continues to fly high, up to what? $78 a share. I wish I would have bought more back when it was $51 per share. That's pretty crazy stuff here, guys. But we're going to continue to just talk about the markets, right? Nike down a little bit today. Marriott Vacations up. Doing pretty good on that stock as well, guys. I do have a ton of covered calls on SoFi. We'll have to see how that works out for us as we move forward. I'm in the money in a few shares, but nothing too crazy. With the market running pretty hot right now, selling into this strength is something I definitely don't think is a terrible idea, right? I'm definitely going to start selling some more puts on Palantir. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them expiring this week on Palantir stocks. I think some of these high flyers like Palantir, Hims and Hers are great opportunities to sell cash secured puts, right? And then with SoFi, I do have a bunch of 1450 calls that expire. Where am I from? I'm from Philadelphia originally, but I live in LA now. I just got done my NFL stream, so gotta cover that up, right? But yeah, I'm originally from Philadelphia. I'm in LA now. Just got done my sports stuff. This has got to get out of the way. Where's it going? There we go. That's a little bit better. But yeah, guys, so we're gonna go over some of the stock market's biggest movers today. Coinbase leads the day. Nvidia up 5%. Tesla, who's buying Tesla at these levels? I have no idea. The earnings report was absolutely terrible. I can't believe people are still piling into Tesla stock. It makes no sense to me. When you look at the fundamentals of the company, it does not look good at all whatsoever. The stock's up 32% over the last month, which absolutely makes zero sense to me, guys. I'm closing in on 2,000 subscribers on this new baby channel, guys. If you could hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate it. Be careful buying Tesla at these levels, guys. AMD had a great day, up 3.91%. A company I definitely like, especially at these levels. Teladoc was up 3% today. Revolve Group up 3% today. Good, solid day for them as well. Shopify is a stock I like at these levels, up 3%. Lemonade, pretty good run of late. Stock's trading around $32 right now, up about 21% over the last month, right? So Lemonade continues to run. Airbnb up 2.5% today. The market is definitely running a little hot right now, especially rebounding so quickly after the really, really harsh selling, right? So stocks are flying high. Hims and Hers, Palantir, Coinbase, all doing really well. Some of the stocks that aren't doing so good is Callaway Golf. That stock is getting crushed, down 16% today. CVS Health down to 6.48%. Simon Property Group is down as well. MPW, Medical Properties Trust, that's down 3%. AT&T down around 2% today. As AT&T continues to sell off, that's a stock I'm interested in. Target stock sold off about 2% today. Realty Income, a stock that is looking pretty juicy at these levels. I like Home Depot traded pretty flat today. And then we move on to some of the positive stocks like Amazon up about 1%, Schlumberger up, Starbucks up around 1.5%, SoFi up about 2%. As we move on to Wednesday's trading day tomorrow, Netflix up about 2.35%, Airbnb up around 3%, right? So stocks are starting to move in the right direction, but we do have to be careful with the stock kind of getting out ahead of itself a little bit here, guys, for sure, right? So the big dog account, we were down a little bit today because we have so many covered calls. So whenever the market runs up really high, some of the covered call options weigh against our overall gains, right? So, but I do think that, selling into strength might not be a horrible idea, right, as we get closer and closer to the summer, right? I do think that selling puts on stocks like Google and CleanSpark and SoFi, even Disney, I like selling some cash secured puts on them as well. As we get closer and closer to, the end of this week, a lot of the middle of the month options are going to expire on Friday. So there should be a lot of volatility in the markets in the next couple days. HIMS just continues to fly really, really hot right now. Up 16%. That's just crazy to me, man. So HIMS and HERS, this stock went from $69 down to $25 and back up into the 60s in 2.5 months. So HIMS and HERS is extremely volatile, right? Extremely volatile stock, right? Even some of the most bullish people on this stock are giving it a $45 price target. It's well above that. So HIMS and HERS, be careful buying at these levels, guys, because this is how the big dogs come in. They jack the prices up, people start buying at high levels, and you get caught holding the bag. So you definitely have to be a little bit careful with buying at these levels, in my opinion. Stocks like CleanSpark had a really good day today. Bitcoin miner trading around $10 per share. I got covered calls in that $10 range, $10.50 range. We'll see if we get up there this week. If we sold at, if I have to sell 300 shares at $10.50 for CleanSpark, I probably wouldn't hate that too much, And then you sell puts on the opposite end at cheaper prices, right? So I got a bunch of Palantir puts that are going to expire, I got a bunch of puts and calls on SoFi stock as well. I'm hoping that SoFi can close under $14.50 on Friday. We'll see how that plays out with the rest of the week, right? But yeah, stock market investors, really good day for Palantir investors. Palantir hit new all-time highs. Definitely a little overextended in my opinion. I do like Palantir, but if you look at the revenue and the price to sales, the metrics are so out of whack with Palantir stock. It's virtually impossible for them to stick to the growth that they're at right now over the next 4 or 5, 6 years. And they're pricing in perfection for a decade with the price to sales that it's currently trading at. Definitely a little overvalued in my opinion, stock market investors, right? So I do like Palantir and HIMS and HERS. I'm a big fan of those companies, but I just definitely think they're a little overextended in my opinion. That's my thoughts on today's market, guys. I'm going to start to do these, live streams on Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you like them, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. We'll catch you on the next video. Peace.